Hi, good evening to everyone watching. So, I've decided I am no longer going to let the shame of my past keep me from showing my face. It is absolutely the devil trying to condemn me, to keep me embarrassed because of my past. Things I've done online to survive, things I've said to people who may know me, and God told me that I shouldn't have this fear. I am a born again Christian and I want to tell my stories. Now, I am also autistic and bad at talking. In this way, I sort of feel like, Moses in some ways, but I hate hearing my voice replayed as well, but it is what it is. A lot of people I know feel that way. I just really struggle with it. But again, God did not call me to be timid or afraid or shameful. So I will tell my stories and I will tell them with purpose, even if I am bad at speaking. I want to also say one thing people can never take away from me is my integrity, my honesty, and my intent. I will never come on here and lie. And God knows my heart, and anyone who truly prays in the Spirit to Jesus Christ will also understand my heart. I believe this genuinely. So here's one story, or kind of a mix of stories, I want to tell today. I have memories since 2 years old. I recall being in diapers, feeling like the world around me was so huge and brand new, and everything felt so far away. I even remember, I believe, younger than that, being in my stroller when I couldn't see, that far away from me as a new child. Like, I remember the sound of rain hitting my stroller when my mother would take me for rain walks sometimes. Well, I don't live there anymore. I was born in Monterey County, California, and I spent a good portion of my time as well growing up in Rancho Cordova and as a homeless youth around the Sacramento area. I now live in the Midwest, but that's where my roots started, the West Coast. Anyways, back to the early memories. So I always saw things starting at least like 2 years old. Now, I know now this was the spirit realm. Most of the time, these were bad things, I believe. Since my early childhood, since there was a lot of not great stuff going on, that these entities felt there was a better chance at terrorizing me, like stripping my confidence and breaking me down with anxiety. One thing in particular that terrorized me was like this floating glove. It was like a sentient, empty glove, like kind of Mickey Mouse style, and it would hover over my crib at night, going up and down like that, pointing at me. Um, this continued on in my childhood. Nights I would spend in my bedroom struggling to sleep because of fear. And I would physically see my closet door open, like where I kept all my toys. And it would like dart out right to my face and like that. And I would be so scared. Sometimes it would make a like a toy fall out. Like I had a beanbag doll, and that toy would start walking on its own, and I'd often scream for my parents when this happened. The glove would dart back into the closet, and the toys would fall and stop moving or levitating, whatever, almost like Toy Story style, but much more similar to a horror movie because this was real life. My parents assumed I just had chronic nightmares, but I never fell asleep. I was always awake when these things happened, watching things manifest in the dark of my room. My parents would keep their door locked at this point, always tell me to go back to bed. I'd try frantically to get in their room, trying to unlock the door, but it was no use because I just go back to bed. But many nights I fell asleep at their door by the old style radiating wall heater, like in a fetal position. Little plug-in wall lights were in my room, and little dresser side lamps too, so it was never completely dark. I also had fairy colored pink string lights. Um, Sometimes, like when I'd be up long enough at night, I'd look out my window and I'd see creatures perched in the night trees in my backyard, like literally. Sometimes they would fly to the window, almost like birds, but not quite, with like red eyes, a horrible demeanor, cocking their heads, looking at me, and sometimes they would even grin. Some of them looked like little gargoyles or tiny alien things. I actually, some months ago, was on Pinterest and stumbled across a picture that looked exactly like them, and I was shook. It was titled The Watchers. I now connect that with the fallen, the demonic Watchers. They don't look like men always. They take on these little twisted forms. They can veil themselves and hide when adults come around, only to reappear to try later and try to like taunt me. Especially the empty glove. That one in particular loved to taunt me more than anything else. I also have had very lucid dreams my whole life. I've gone to the same places in my dreams, met people who only existed in the dream realm, used real currency in these places, the dream realm that only exists there. In this, it's the same intensity as a waking day almost, but more so, more vivid, different physics, creatures, portals. It's absolutely the spirit realm. I spent a large portion of my childhood talking to my friends about my dreams, like early childhood. They didn't dream like this, wanting to go to sleep to see their dream realm friends. That was foreign to them. Maybe at 6 years old, I believe, is when I had a big porch swing out front my Rancho Cordova home. We would talk about our dreams and weird stuff that my little friends also experienced, but I always asked them if they had dreams like mine. Did they also meet these people and creatures when they slept? Were they also this lucid? They never had the same experiences as me while sleeping. We would talk about dreams for hours until our parents called us in for the night. Um, the dream realm was often a twisted version of my backyard where, like, I stared outside my window at night, overgrown, and the laws of physics did not apply the same way, almost in like Alice in Wonderland, but more horrifying. Excuse me. The creature in the trees were the creatures. They were always like murmuring amongst themselves, glaring at me with their horrible red eyes and gnarled skin, claws, wings, horns, and very frequently, too, I would be sitting in my backyard in the dream realm, and they would fly out at least one or two per dream and like try to dive bomb me to peck my eyes out, or they would find chunks of rotting, bloody, fleshy meat, try to drop that on my head. I hated that so much. The meat literally disturbed me to unspeakable levels. Also, sometimes I would look up in the night sky in the spirit dream realm and see UFOs, and they were manned by so the same gnarled little impish creatures. They'd often fly down just right above my head, like very close, and I'd be paralyzed with fear, not wanting to look up, but knowing the small craft was right there above my head, like so close the static would make my hair stand on end. And I knew that the creature wanted me to look up at it so it could show me its eyes and teeth. Excuse me. But yeah, I got to a point where I was seeing these little UFOs everywhere, every single night, even when I was awake. Um, as I got into high school, I tried to bring friends along to show them these. I'd say, I'd see them every single night. Just wait, you'll see them too. But they would never come around other people. The second the friends gave up and left, and I was alone outside at night, then they would immediately come out and buzz in the sky around me and close by my head as soon as everybody left. I started thinking like I was chosen by them or something, crazy thoughts that I was special to the aliens. I became so obsessed. I got this alien tattoo on my neck when I was 16 and a UFO on my arm. I know now as a born again Christian, they were not watching me for a special reason, like I was their glorious project or something, but they were watching me because they knew the heavy anointing placed on my life since birth at a young age. I still fully don't understand it, but I have seen supernatural things so many times. Jesus Christ has always answered me When I've asked for signs, crazy stuff, proof every time, He has given them to me without fail. I've seen things that are between me and God, but the point is, I can literally never doubt again. I cannot unsee what I've seen. Not only was I seeing this spirit realm since at least age 2, God has answered my prayers and shown me things that confirm that Jesus is God. I literally cannot unsee what He has shown me. Like, I'm literally incapable of unbelief, and I don't know who can relate to any of this or if anyone's even interested in all this, but I feel like this is the right time to share all this. And I'd be delighted if anyone does happen to see this, because I don't know if anyone will, but if anyone has experienced similar things, let me know. Jesus Christ is coming back soon. This is the very last generation, and I really just can't shake so much of what I've been shown. It's insane, guys. God is so real, and Jesus is God. He is coming back soon. I love you. God bless you. And stay healthy and safe. And thanks for watching. Bye.